welcome back to the Fumble Live. We are telling you all about the Courtside Karen that came out in full force last night. This was so wild. She was so mad, and I can't wait to talk about it with my co-host. We're also talking about the All-Star Game and some updates with that. But before we do, subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and share it with your friends. Here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Devin Howard. You can find me on Instagram as @DevinHoward.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @JRayTheFanatic.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Brett. You guys can follow me on all social media @Amber Johnson. Ladies, I don't even have to ask you guys, but what day is it today? It's Taco Tuesday!
Is that why we unconsciously matched again? Is it Taco Tuesday? Is that why that happened?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, and we were long overdue for a matching day, so I'm glad that it's happening. You know, February, I've been seeing this all over the internet. February is, for the first time in 200 years or something like that, it's a perfect rectangle. Like, it started on Monday, February 1st, and then it ends on like a... Yeah, so I think that I love that.
Or Sunday,
yeah. Feels so even. So maybe this is the
month.
month.
It also happens to be the month that God created this queen of an angel. So it's a good month.
Your birthday's in February? When's your birthday?
The 24th.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Pisces season coming up. My mom is a Pisces too, so I like Pisces. Yes.
Crazy. Both of my parents are actually February too, but they're Aquariuses. There's the 16th and 18th. But it's my whole family, shortest month, whole family born in February. So weird.
Wow.
Anybody on leap year? Anybody?
Huh?
Anybody on leap year? Because that would be hilarious.
No, not a single person on the 29th. Not a single person.
All right, you guys, let's dive into this Courtside Karen controversy that went down last night. So the Lakers faced off against the Hawks, and the athletes were taking shots on the court, and then Miss Karen on the sidelines was taking shots at LeBron. I mean, okay, I'm going to get into it because I'm so shocked by some of the things that she said. But this is the second time in the last 4 or 5 days that LeBron has been targeted by really intense heckling fans. In the game against the Cavs, there was a fan in the stands that was saying he was racist and a narcissist. That person was also thrown out, just like the woman last night. So basically what happened was she was there with her husband, and apparently they're regulars at on the courtside Hawks games, and so they were sitting there, and I guess her husband was saying things to LeBron. They started going at it, and then that's when Karen decided to jump in and also get involved. They took down their masks. They were getting really heated. Leo, can you roll that first clip for us right now?
Executive of the Cavaliers that set LeBron off in Cleveland.
This lady. Wow.
Well, she's pointing like that one meme with the lady and the cat. Yeah, okay.
She totally did look like the lady in the cat meme. That was so funny to me. Because she just really kept going at it and pointing at him, and she was also posting on her Instagram story. I have clips to show of that for you guys. But yeah, they got security involved. They had to press pause on the game because things were getting so heated. The interaction was just getting extremely tense. And then you can also, Leo, I want you to throw up those clips of her on her Instagram story too, just so you can see how this woman was acting after she got thrown out. Leo, put those up there for us.
Just got kicked out of the game for talking shit to LeBron James, for talking shit to my fucking husband. This is such fucking bullshit. Listen, fuck you, LeBron. You're a fucking pussy. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna let a 25-year-old girl intimidate you during a game? Bye, bitch.
Girl, I wish. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I remember that story we did about that guy that married the blow-up doll? You remember?
Yes.
That's all I see right now. That's all I see.
Okay, Jackie, I want to hear more from you, but I also wanted to just say that after the game, LeBron did talk about the incident, and he actually seemed to be totally cool about it. He said that he was just happy fans are back in the building. He says he missed that kind of interaction. He needs that kind of interaction, and he was actually living for it. So even though he seemed heated at times, he was definitely cool after the game and really enjoyed having people in the stands to be talking to. So his whole interpretation of the events were much nicer than hers, because she's on her Instagram story cussing him out. She also said at one point that she was going to F up LeBron, which, you know, sure, you know, do whatever you want, but I don't think you're going to be able to do that. It just doesn't seem like this tiny 25-year-old woman's going to be able to F up LeBron James. Anyway, Jackie, let's talk to you first. Just tell me your reaction.
So first of all, I'm watching this unfold before my eyes, and there's a part of me that I'm like, this heifer's so lucky that this ain't like live and in person. I'd have been on the floor somehow, some kind of way. We'd have had words, but I could see so much that LeBron was just loving this. He at one point, I don't know if we have a clip of that, but there's one point where he is talking to the husband, and I couldn't hear what the husband said to him, but dude is older, so I actually thought she was older because she looks older to me, but her husband is way older, and he's just like, he's like yoked up. And so what started this heated battle, what got her pissed off, is LeBron laughed in his face and looked at her husband and said, "You old steroid ass." And then everything kind of went from there. I thought it was funny. But yeah, this whole thing is just hilarious to me. It was the mink coat for me, though. I didn't even know mink coats were still a thing. You 25. I ain't never seen. Right. And you 25. That's your mama already. Right. That's what I was like. Where did you get your mama's mink coat from? That's what I want to know. You know, your mama had mothballs all around that coat. It probably smells bad. Nobody's wearing mink coats anymore, but I thought it was hilarious. LeBron said he ultimately didn't think that they should have gotten kicked out. So as long as he was cool with it, I was cool with it. But I was like, this girl don't even know. She don't even know. She better enjoy this moment. She gonna catch the wrong one day.
I know. And also, I'm glad you brought up that mink coat, because you guys know, I saw that and I was like, ew, the fact that you're wearing a mink, this is her husband, by the way, just for those of you wondering.
Girl, you got problems all your own. You don't even be worried about LeBron. Now, we see that ring, though, so we know why you married him. Yeah. But that surgery that you got you matching his age, fam. You need to do better. That's not it. That is not it.
Jackie, your reaction, I'm dead. I love that. But yeah, that mink coat automatically caused me to lose respect for her, not gonna lie. Britt, I want to hear from you. Do you think it was good that LeBron was sort of engaging and firing back, or do you think that this was a say less moment for him?
You know, he calls himself King James, so, you know, when you're up in the kingdom, you don't really talk to peasants. So I just thought he shouldn't have said anything, but I do get his point of, like, you know, last year they were in the bubble, no fans. This year, Lakers do not have fans in the stands at their games, but when they go on the road, they can be in arenas occasionally where there are a few fans. So I get that he misses, you know, that engagement, because usually this is an every game thing. You know, you have hecklers at every single game, but because there's such few fans in the stands and such few opportunities to even see fans, I get why it could like escalate, because every voice is heard so much more louder because there's so few people there. And again, sometimes you don't even have that interaction at all. So I get, you know, the little banter and the whatever, which is what it started out as. And I don't think she would have got kicked out had she left her mask on. But because she took her mask off, I think obviously that's the reason why they were kicked out ultimately. But I don't know. I mean, I thought it was entertaining. I don't have a dog in the race. I don't care about the Lakers. I don't care about the Hawks. So I was just sitting back eating my popcorn, like watching social media last night. And she's not, I mean, I literally looked at her page and I looked at her dude's page because I had to do a Fumble story on this, which will air probably after the show. But comments on top of comments. You thought Beyonce's little beehive gang came? No, the LeBron sexuals were in every posts that were posted like a year ago in the comments, like just on every single post going in. And she didn't care. You know, she was just like, whatever, I'm leaving my page as is. I'm not tripping, like yada, yada. And she's not like an ugly girl, so I'm sure she's probably gotten some followers from it. There are probably a lot of people that also don't like LeBron James that were totally here for this and totally like, yeah, she told him and whatever. But as a female, I would never need to stick up for my man like that. I think that's so silly. Right. Women should not get in fights with dudes. I just think that's crazy. Your dude was talking to LeBron. LeBron talked back to him. That's their business. You don't need to be in it. So, sis, you need to sit down and just enjoy your courtside seats and enjoy your lavish life and have fun.
She's trying to save her man. He probably got high blood pressure. He probably got he's supposed to be moving around like that. She's like, no, babe, I got this. You gonna mess around and have a stroke, and I gotta get. There's a clause in the will that says I gotta be with you for 10 years before I get that money. You need to live. Sit down. I got this. That's what happened.
Leave Kevin and Karen alone, okay?
Oh my God, it is so funny. She's definitely enjoying it. I think she's liking the spotlight right now because you're absolutely right. She has gotten more followers, Britt, so she's just taking advantage of the moment. But yeah, ladies, if any of you are watching this, you don't need to be the one to go fight a professional basketball player. I don't recommend it. You're gonna lose, so don't even try. All right. All-Star game. Let's get into it, you guys. So the NBA and the NBPA are reportedly progressing towards agreeing to hold the All-Star game on March 7th. The game would be played at State Farm Arena in Atlanta and feature the traditional Eastern Conference versus Western Conference format. But rather than holding an entire weekend of events, it would just be a one-night event, including the All-Star game and the skills competitions, should everything go according to the way they're planning it right now. But there are a lot of people who are questioning why they're even doing it. They're saying that this is an unnecessary risk to bring people from all over the country to meet in one place. They'd be risking themselves to exposing themselves to COVID, and just people are thinking it's completely unnecessary and not worth it right now, especially because All-Star games are for fans. So Blake Murphy, he's a writer for The Athletic, and he tweeted, "The All-Star game is a whole risk. Name an all-star team, make the donations to HBCU anyway, let players have a week to breathe, don't bring people from 15 to 20 different places to one and then back out. Kinda can't believe this is a thing." So I want to ask you guys, obviously money is a motivating factor for them to hold the All-Star game and the competitions and everything, but do you feel like they should just stop? Is this not a good idea? Do you think players will be opting out? Britt, let's talk about players. Do you think there will be players who are going to opt out of participating in the All-Star game?
I mean, considering the fact that a lot of them didn't get that long of a break going into All-Star, yes. The All-Star game also, like Pro Bowl, is something that I don't watch. I don't watch the game. I watch the skills challenges that happen before. I watch the slam dunk contest that happens before. And really, I go to All-Star because of those things. I never cared about the game. The game's always like silly anyway. Like it's always like super high scoring, whatever. Just last year, I know they did the little Kobe tribute thing, which was cool to see, but nobody really, I don't think people watch the game, so I don't know if they could do something with the skills challenges to make sure they still happen. Maybe like have, those players do that, because I can't go a year without seeing who's going to be the slam dunk contest winner. That is like my favorite thing about the NBA, honestly. But, I get Aaron Gordon should have won 2 of the 3 times, whatever. That's another topic. But, yeah, I don't know if necessarily the game is necessary to have, because again, last year they did the thing where every quarter, whatever like team won, they got a chance to donate to whatever foundation they were going to do, whatever. Awesome. Same thing this year, do something like that. Just have it a split, donate to your HBCUs like you were going to do. But I'm sorry. I want to see these skills challenges. I know that is probably insensitive of me, and that's probably selfish, but I don't care. I want to see my skills challenges. So I I would be sad if we did not at least have that part. The game I could totally do without. So maybe if you just want to get those select players that want to compete in the skills challenges, have them, go to Atlanta and do their little thing there, and not have necessarily all the players who were named in the All-Star to go. Maybe that's the thing that you do, because it would be way less players obviously attending at that point, and you could have them in however you want, and it's only the guys that want to compete, not the guys that made the All-Star. So I don't know. I would be sad to not see the skills challenges and stuff.
Well, it's been a tough, dark year. So if your skills challenges are your glimmer of hope, Britt, I support you wanting them to happen. Jackie, yeah, for your birthday, for Britt's birthday. Jackie, I want to ask you, do you feel like it's pointless to hold the All-Star game and events because it's for the fans? Like, remember when they did that virtual horse competition? That was awkward. That was really awkward. Yeah. So do you feel like it's just for them to do it right now, since it's for the fans, it's not really for, it is for the players, but do you just think it's pointless and not necessary?
I think this whole thing is ridiculous. I don't think that it's not justifiable. We got the on the court COVID police that are stopping people from exchanging jerseys for one team, but then they're overlooking it for another. And, I just think it's an unnecessary risk. I absolutely agree with that. I do think, and I think I saw Kevin in the chat say something similar. I just posted a video of Rob Gronkowski saying that he got away with his training because when he went out, he just put a bunch of different shirts on and sent them off virtually and just pretended like, he was doing it on different days. So I think that, and we've just seen the Pro Bowl done virtually. You can do the skills challenges virtually. You literally can. You can have a guy slam dunk in his home gym, and Steph can be doing his shooting challenge in another gym. All the skills challenges can be done virtually. That's a thing. I'm actually the opposite of Britt. I totally love the All-Star actual game because, in my opinion, I feel like that's where you see alliances start forming, and that's when you see friendships start being made, and that's when you can start predicting who's about to abandon their ship, and all of a sudden got into
Durant and Kyrie.
Yes. That's my team. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, y'all a little buddy now, like rubbing elbows, like, ooh, it's coming, So that's my insider game where you can kind of see relationships grow. But and I love the All-Star game. I love all the celebrity appearances. I love to see the celebrities on the sideline. Kevin Hart's usually there acting a complete fool. I live for that. But I do think it's an unnecessary risk. And again, this is a short season. So for teams that are kind of finding their way and they were in the bubble for a long stretch of time, I would highly suggest they take that break. But at the same time, I don't think you go ahead and put people at this risk, because it is more for us as fans. But let's be honest, this is a money grab. This is all about you can donate to the HBC. You can literally do a virtual fundraiser and say, hey, in addition to what the NBA is donating, for every shot that Steph makes, donate blah, 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 blah. They could make it a fun way to interact, but I just don't think that you put anybody at risk for a game that doesn't matter. We're not even talking about anything that's relevant. It's a game that doesn't matter. So I would vote no on this, and I would encourage players to opt out unless they do the virtual skills challenge, which I think would be dope.
Yeah, a virtual skills challenge would be easy and fun for people to watch if they at least can make it look a little bit better and flow a little bit better than that horse competition. And I think they would be able to.
Work on the Wi-Fi, NBA. That's all we need you to do.
Seriously,
because we saw the NFL do it right. You can learn from the NFL. The NFL did it right.
And when that happened, that was like at the peak of COVID fear. And I think people are still nervous and they're still afraid, but they're more willing to send out like a crew or to set something up so that they're not just relying on like somebody holding a phone with bad Wi-Fi, bad service, everything. Mm-hmm. So hopefully if they do it that way, they can make it look a little bit better. Mamba in the chat says they may as well just cancel All-Star Weekend. It's not even the same anymore. It's supposed to be a breath of fresh air for the season and something fun and stress-free. And now it's becoming the opposite. So I mean, even the fans are like, we don't want to see it right now. So I guess we'll see what they choose to do. But as of right now, they're pushing forward with those plans to do that one-night event on March 7th. And we'll see how it all goes down. But that wraps up Need to Know News. So Jackie, can you take us into the post-up?
Yes. This post-up is going to be fun. I'm excited for this one because we were just talking about LeBron James and his experience with Courtside Karen. I love that hashtag now. I actually got banned from Twitter. I'm on a 30-day ban from Twitter because I am part of the kingdom. So I didn't go for old mink girl Karen. I went for some people that were saying some other things about LeBron. So it's been a long time since I've been in Twitter jail. I actually feel really good about this. I think you guys are all wrong about Richard Jefferson, though. He is being sort of a creeper, though. He went and to fake girl, whatever her name is, Karen, and he liked like all of her pictures. To be fair, he is closer to age than her husband is. So, you know, whatever. But so he liked all of her pictures. And then somebody noticed that and, of course, grabbed the screenshots. And then they said, Richard Jefferson is doing LeBron dirty by liking all of Courtside's Karen pics on Instagram. So I love Richard Jefferson. So I had to go investigate this further because I'm like, Richard Jefferson would never take her side. But then he says, wait, you guys can see that? He meant on. I hate that. I'm in her side. I'm like, oh, Richard, how dare you? The unmitigated gall to do this. So I was like, nah. So since I was banned on Twitter, I was like, I'm gonna go troll him on Instagram because I was like, no, this is not acceptable. But then I go to Instagram and I see he posts this. He said, man, those tickets must have been expensive. King James better watch out. Julian Carlos said she was going to. Oh, that's her name. Okay. I didn't know. So now we know her name. She was going to F you up, road tripping and the sports. So then he posted this video where I think he was just trolling. He might have liked her pictures, but he was trolling. But watch this video that he posted on his story about her.
Just got kicked out of the game for talking shit to LeBron James, for talking shit to my fucking husband. This is such fucking bullshit.
So, because I was in Twitter jail, I was able to see this on Instagram. So my vote is that he was just trolling her. Devin, what do you think? Is he just trolling or just liking her pictures? He thinks she's cute. That's fine, but I don't think it's any friendship betrayal going on here.
No, I think he was definitely trolling her. I feel like he probably just went through and liked her photos just because he was amused by the whole thing. But yeah, I don't think there's any betrayal going on here. I love that he posted that Instagram story that she posted and the laughing afterwards because that's how I felt too. It was so funny.
All right, so let's go ahead and give Richard a pass and thank you, Twitter jail, because I wouldn't have seen that if you not put me in jail. So thank you. So the other thing, like I told you guys early, she is lucky. So LeBron is loving this whole situation. I told you he said he thought it was funny. He actually didn't want them to be kicked out because now who's he going to talk trash to as fans? But he did post this to his story. And this was my exact first thought. He's King James telling Savannah what Courtside Karen said. And then LeBron posted that to his story with the comment that she got the easy of the two. And I think that's usually how it goes. Like LeBron seems like he's probably calming Savannah down a lot. So I think you're right. I think you're lucky that this, was an away game where Savannah was not there because I think this would have gone totally different for you. But look, another good thing that came out of this whole Courtside Karen situation is once again, it's proving that the Lakers are bad boys for life because they ride together and they clown together. Take a look at this just nonstop. So he posted this, Courtside Karen was mad, which I thought was hilarious. And then Jared Dudley responded first. He goes, bruh. And then Quinn Cook and Trez got in on it. And he says, Quinn Cook says, Courtside Karen. And he's laughing. And Trez is like, big dog, a fool. And he's laughing. So I love this. But if you saw it when it happened, everybody was standing by LeBron like, okay, how mad are we going to get? Okay, you not mad? That's cool. They are so unified. I love my squad. I still get a little weird that I'm saying that because this is the Lakers and I never thought I would see this day, but I go where LeBron goes. So this was a good time. Thanks, Karen. We had a good time. Let's move on to Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler around here is a fan favorite. We talked yesterday about box score fans and box score analysts. I'm going to give you a box score after I show you this highlight, because I actually love this highlight, because Jimmy Butler had just scored 8 in a row. So take a look at this and you can see read his lips and you'll see what he says.
Could not have enough perimeter defenders in this league. Butler, 8 straight points for Jimmy Butler here in the fourth quarter. The Iron Will strikes again.
This is a lot for me, because I like when he says the Iron Will and all of that, and Jimmy Butler's out there, give me the effing ball, and he's fired up. I'm fired up because I love Jimmy, and Jimmy's getting everyone around him fired up. It was a good look for a second, because that was 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Like I said, Jimmy Butler had just scored 8 points. He put up 25 points for the night. But then, as this fan points out, this moment in time ended because they proceed to lose the game. Now, listen, they lost 129 to 121. When he scored that and said, give me the effing ball, they had 121 points. So that means that they went 4 minutes and 21 seconds and did not score again. And they let the Hornets do 31 unanswered points in 4 minutes and 21 seconds. This is embarrassing to me. Britt, I need answers on this. 4 minutes and 21 seconds of no defense and no offensive boards. Explain this to me.
What I say yesterday, offense sells tickets, but defense wins games. Jimmy Buckets, love you. Glad you back. Glad to see you playing again. But there's a whole other side of basketball that you got to make sure you focus on, and that's that D. So don't let it happen again. You back to playing basketball now. You had a little break. You know, you back now. I'm gonna just let this one go. I'm gonna let this one go. Don't let it happen again. Jimmy, where's that big face coffee at? Where's that big face coffee?
Right. I don't know.
Take several
but it must several. And don't let it take you 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Not nary a basket in 4 minutes and 21 seconds after we done hyped you up. Got the whole
did that in Game 7. I know how it feels. Kawhi, PG didn't score a single point in the fourth quarter. I know how it feels. Don't let it happen again.
Ever again. And don't get this fabulous highlight right before you never score again. I'm just saying, Jimmy, do better because we over here rooting for you and you out here embarrassing us. But let's get to this next one, because this is why a lot of you are probably here. Bradley Beal. We've talked a lot about him. I think that he needs to kind of stop watching what goes on a lot of these other sports shows and just stick to watching the Fumble, because we've all said if that's where he wants to be, let him be there. But I feel like he's watching a lot of what other people are saying, because I know if you guys read any sports publication, the narrative is he needs to request a trade. He needs to request a trade. StatMuse posted this, says Bradley Beal has 13 40-point games since the start of last season. The Wizards are 1-12 in those games. He's lost 10 straight games scoring 40 points. That is insane. I can't even imagine. ESPN posted, this was earlier too. This is a couple of games ago, but ESPN posted something similar. All of his great games and all of his losses. And then you start hearing the narrative like he should request a trade. It's never going to happen there, blah, 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 blah. But like we've said time and time again on this show, he wanted to be there. He re-signed that contract knowing the situation that he was in. And I just can't feel bad for him. Whatever happens, this is what he wanted. Let it be. But he says after seeing other players take criticism for requesting a trade, people close to him says he's feeling like he's being nitpicked for choosing to stay in DC. And we know he began his career there in 2012. I mean, sure, you're being nitpicked because everybody sees your talent. I don't know if it's nitpicking per se. It's just saying, bruh, you're doing all this great stuff on a team that is never going to get you over. It's not even a hump at this point. It's Mount Everest. Like, you're never going to get to the other side of this mountain with all that you're doing. So he feels like he's being nitpicked and kind of berated for wanting to stay. Britt, do you think that's the feeling that he should have, or should he just take it on the chin and take them L's in stride because that's where he wanted to be?
I think he needs to stop complaining, because he does have these moments where, you know, he has these games and then he's on the sideline looking so defeated, or his girl's on Twitter like, I hate it here, or whatever she's saying. Stop saying those little moments, because that's when then people are like, oh, well, ask for a trade. Why aren't you leaving? Why are you doing this? Why is your team bad every time you have a good game? Like, stop looking so depressed about it. Just go out there, play your game. If y'all lose, y'all lose. You did the best that you can. But the extra defeated look and the complaining is, I think, what takes it to another level, to where now the fans are coming after you. Because honestly, none of us watch their games, because they have, again, like I said, 0 nationally televised games this season. So most of us are missing this. What do we see? That little clip that ends up getting circulated on ESPN of him saying like someone done stole his bike. And when he looks like that, then we get these storylines of like people like, you know, well, why doesn't he request a trade? Why doesn't he do this? Blah, blah, blah. Why does he have all these games where he's scoring all these points and then they're 1-12 in those situations, you know? Like, I think he just needs to stop crying, really. Like, I just really want him to stop crying about it.
I agree. And looking all defeated is not helping your case, because don't nobody want to see you looking all sad on the sideline, the few people that are watching the game, number one. But if he does get his whole face area together like we were suggesting him to do, should he start being like more active and saying, like we've heard players say, "Ooh, I want to play with so-and-so. I want to play with so-and-so." Should he be more active in trying to build a roster that can actually win, or should he just completely say nothing?
Okay, this is hard, because like you guys know, I'm unless you are like a LeBron or a Jordan or a Tom Brady, I just don't agree that you should have front office decision making. I just don't think that. Like, you have your front office there for a reason. They are supposed to be there to, you know, build teams up, and whatever the case. If you don't like what you're doing, this is why guys like Oscar Robertson fought very hard for you guys to have free agency, so you can leave if you want to. So I don't know if I necessarily think that he should then go the opposite way and start like begging for players, because as we know, that's not what the Warriors did. The Warriors were not good their first 3-4 seasons when Steph and Clay were there. They just kind of believed and trusted in their front office, and they ended up creating a team that ended up being amazing because of it, you know? And I don't necessarily think that the Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal situation was a horrible idea. I think that they've honestly played well together. There is missing pieces there. I don't know if you talk to somebody behind closed doors about, you know, the front office and like, hey, like, what is going on here? You know, like, what do I need to do? What do we need better coaching? Do I need to score less and play more D? Like, what is happening here? What do I need to do? I'm not being coached properly, clearly, because there's no way I should be scoring this many points. And Russell Westbrook also having a lot of games where he's scoring a lot of points and we're still losing, you know? So I think you have those conversations behind closed doors with, you know, the front office, but I don't think it's something you go and cry about to people, because I just don't think Bradley Beal has deserved or earned that as a LeBron James kind of Michael Jordan person. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think every player gets that chance to say, hey, this is who I want on my team. I just don't think that.
Yeah, no, I see you in the chat. Yee said he's not supposed to be happy after an L. Kobe wasn't happy till the job was done. I agree with that. He's not supposed to be happy after an L, but he knew the L was coming because he is where he is. And that's just the nature of where he's at right now. So maybe just go straight to the locker room going forward. But then I know that would make us look like a poor. Straighten up your face. That's all I'm going to say. Don't be looking all sad and defeated over there, because this is basically what you signed up for. So let's move on to somebody that we just aren't a fan of, but I'm trying to curb my disdain for. But Tom Brady he's probably got a setup that looks a lot like our setup. He's getting ready for media day. He took a picture of it, which I think is cool. He's got his little ring light there going on. He says this year's a little different than others. Of course, that's kind of Captain Obvious right there. But so I'm looking through the comments, because y'all know how I do. This is right before I got banned. It's so unfortunate. But this lady posted this tweet that I was like, we got to have a conversation about this, because we sat here and said that Patrick Mahomes has to beat Tom Brady to be considered in the GOAT conversation. She thinks Brady is going from GOAT to God if he beats Patrick Mahomes. She's not really. You still the GOAT, win or lose. And if you win, especially playing against Patrick Mahomes and that upcoming super dynasty they got over there at this point of your career, your greatness would be considered godlike instead of GOATness. You pull this off, you're Messiah of football. That bothered me. I don't know. I was like, I don't think a win over Patrick Mahomes makes him a Messiah. I don't think that changed the narrative for him at all. I don't think that this levels him up in any way, shape, or form. I think it definitely levels up Patrick Mahomes. But God, Britt?
Okay, I love the Lord, and I learned in the Bible that is the first thing I am supposed to do. I cannot have no other gods above you, my Lord. So he ain't no God or nothing. But right. It does level him up to a untouchable level as far as the GOAT conversation goes for me. Because like we talked about with the Patrick Mahomes situation, if Patrick Mahomes loses to Tom Brady, who is obviously old enough to be his father, kind of. He could have been a teenage dad, old enough to be his dad. Then Patrick Mahomes will never be the GOAT. If Tom Brady wins, though, you won against this, 25-year-old guy that has this all-star cast around him, on, both sides of the ball, really. And you're 43 years old, that is, it puts them to me, you're untouchable. I can't, as much as I can't stand Tom Brady and he has asterisks next to 2, possibly 3 of his Super Bowls. I can't say anything about him anymore. I got to just be quiet. If he beats Patrick Mahomes, I got to be quiet. I don't know if I will, but I got him.
I could not possibly disagree more. I think Tom Brady at this point in his career, you've been doing this long enough that you should kind of know the ins and outs to make your job a little easier. You might not be the guy that wins the game, but you just don't do anything to lose the game. That's what Peyton Manning did before he rolled out. He didn't win that last Super Bowl he won. He just didn't lose it. So this does not level him up. He has way more experience, way more knowledge about the game, way more insight. It doesn't level him up in any way for me, but maybe it's just me not liking Tom Brady. I don't know, but I'm not giving him no extras if he beats Patrick Mahomes. But I will say this, despite my disdain for Tom Brady, I kind of admit that every teammate he's ever had absolutely loves him. He is an amazing teammate. Everyone co-signs on him. We've seen his interaction with teammates. They love him. And I love the exchange between him and Leonard Fournette, who calls him an old head. And Tom Brady's just eating it up. There's just such a level of camaraderie between the two of them. That's actually what you want to see before going into a big game. So I love this moment. But check out how Tom Brady reacts to Leonard calling him an old head.
Oh, the boy, the baby, Ermit. Old head, 5, 6 times, 7 times. Old head Brady, you dick.
Is that how old heads move their head? I just want to know for when I get there and I'm like, get off my lawn. But yeah, I love that moment between the two of them. This next one, though, I'm low-key mad that my producer put this in here because I sent it to her last night. I have to tell y'all how I found this video because I wanted to make sure I had something that represent Black history in the post-up. So I went to the hashtag on Instagram, Black History Month. And Niecy Nash, girl, I love you. I've met her a couple times. She's funny as hell, but you doing too much. She said, we are a resilient, happy people. We are a resilient people, happy Black History Month. Now, look, this is the most tragically hilarious. I'm trying not to laugh. I literally was crying when I sent this to our producer. This is tragically hilarious example of resilience. You're going to have to watch it twice because I'm telling you, I'm not going to be able to keep my composure after we see this. But everybody take a deep breath, get your funny on, because let me show you how resilient we are and determined to finish out a dance move. Leo, roll the clip. I'm ready.
Go and do it for me. Now watch me, Will. Now watch me, Nene.
Oh my God.
Devin, you are clumsy. You always say you're clumsy. Do you have a video like this? Do you finish out the dance move? Do you finish it out?
Why the name of Katie? Go ahead.
Usually the fall is so bad, I can't get up because usually I'm broken something, I'm bleeding. So for me, I don't know if I'd finish out the dance move. I don't think I have that kind of resilience.
But why she do the 80-year-old name?
Don't do it for me. Now watch me, Will. Now watch me, Nene.
So done. I'm so done.
Yes.
So good.
I'm Nene. Okay. Let me,
Like that was
all I wanted.
team too. I love it.
Okay. I just need somebody to do this with the "We fall down, but we get up." You know that song? That's what I need next. Okay, I'm gonna move on to this next one. I'm trying to roll past these tears, but happy Black History Month, y'all. They laugh through the pain, like my mom said. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, but that's all we got for post up. But you know what day it is, right? Let me get my girl Britt up here real quick because it is
Tag team back again.
Yes. We gonna learn these words. I promise you. There it is. There it is. We gonna learn these words. I promise. But it is tag.
Make us an intro. Fumble fans, I know you guys are good at this stuff. Make us an intro, please. Help us out. Help us help you so you don't have to hear us do that again.
Oh, wow. Y'all, we're going to keep this laughter going on this Tag Team Tuesday because I know Britt and I are going to fabulously. Look, I feel like I busted my head like that little girl, bless her heart. I can't even talk right, but we're going to disagree on this one for sure. If you guys don't know, okay, Glenn Baby Davis. Y'all know who Glenn Baby Davis is because I'm sure you've seen him around on something, saying something kind of weird. I've had the pleasure of being on a show, on the Mike and Donnie show with him a few months back. And between that show and me seeing comments he's made in the past and other interviews, I'm going to confidently say that his version of reality is slightly skewed. It's not, it probably doesn't coincide with your reality at all. The things he says are kind of very singularly based. But you know, that's who Glenn Baby Davis is. Now, he was out of the league by 2014. His last season, he barely averaged 4 points a game and 3 assists, but he also didn't start in any games. But he did win the Big Three championship in 2018. So look, in case y'all don't know who Glenn Baby Davis is, look at that man right there. That is Glenn Baby Davis. Now, in my head, a man who is comfortable wearing said outfit in public should be okay to take a joke, because why else would you wear that in public if you couldn't take a joke? That outfit is just funny. And so he took a moment to kind of get beside himself. Now, we talked about this yesterday when Clay defended his teammate, and he kind of went after Rodney McGruger, and he said that he might be out of the league soon. And it was all satire. It was fun. We had to talk about it. But Glenn Baby Davis said saying shit like this is why he stay hurt. That's a lot, Glenn. That's a lot. So Clay actually responded to that, which I don't know why, but he said, "Dang, big baby, this what we on now? I can't wait till I see you on the court next year. I'm calling ISO every time, probably get 40 and a quarter with big fella chasing me." That's cute and everything, Clay, but unless you're going down to the Drew League or you're going to pick up a pickup game somewhere, or maybe you're going to visit the Big Three, you ain't playing with Big Baby Davis nowhere, because that man is not in the league. So have you forgotten that? Which I could kind of see, because you probably don't pay this man any attention at all. And I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at you for not knowing who Glenn Baby Davis is. Big Baby, let me not say his name wrong because I think it's important. But you didn't have to make this comment, but it's fine. Clay, I'm going to tell you one reason why. One reason why you didn't have to do this. What you're not going to do is pretend like you are not a likable guy. I've said this time and time again. I know more people who like Clay. I've never met a person who doesn't like him. Even people who I know who hate the Warriors like Clay. And so here comes his defense team, because you know they was out there. Twitter Clay lovers had his back. So let me show you some of these comments that they posted. Now this one was great because this one's old. This is an old skinny Anthony Davis. He definitely grew into his body, but Big Poster needs to go sit his big ass down. His 50-inch waist and 1-inch vertical kept him posterized, and I agree with that. And then this next user said the same thing that I said. You know, you out here wearing this absurd outfit, sir, you should be able to take a joke. Dude, when you can't wear clothes that fit you, karma showed up after you forgot the words to "No thanks, I'm full." Now I like that. That's a factual statement there. Because I can't even hate on that. That's a factual statement. Big Baby Davis told Zion that he should really be concerned about his weight because it was his weight that kind of did his career in. So I just don't think that you make this kind of joke where you say a man deserves physical injury for kind of making a joke and poking fun and not doing anything that harmful to a player. I don't think you do it. And I think Big Baby Davis, if you can't take a joke, take a lunch break. Eat some comfort food because you know you're hungry and stand down. And don't wish karma like this on Clay, you big baby. Britt, I know you disagree.
Clay started it. Clay, where's your sense of humor? Why can't you take a joke, dear sir? Because Clay started the whole thing. I said it yesterday. I'm still mad at Clay because Rodney, he played not even a whole season with my Clippers, but he did play with my Clippers for a little bit. But this guy is an undrafted guy. He's played overseas. He's played in the G League. He's played he's on teams, and that man has a family to feed. His dream is to be in the NBA and all this kind of stuff too. You don't sit there and diss that boy out of a fight that had nothing to do with you because my guy, you reporter Clay today. You ain't on that sideline or on that bench with your team. You're not playing right now. You're a reporter Clay. You shouldn't have said anything about Rodney in the first place. The joke is really on you. You should have took the joke when Big Baby said it to you. And I am not. I did a show with Big Baby Davis too, and he's totally different in person than what I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be this fun jokester. He only likes jokes when he's telling them. If you want to tell a joke too, he looks at you like you're crazy. And it's very awkward and weird. And honestly, that was like one of the worst shows I probably have done because I just felt so awkward being around him. He doesn't make you feel comfortable when he's not like a fun guy in real life. I don't know. It's so weird because I thought he'd be so cool. Same way about when I first met Shaq. Shaq does not talk to anybody. He does not say hi. Charles Barkley, coolest guy ever. He went around shaking hands to everybody. Like, obviously, this is pre-COVID. But, there's certain guys that just seem like they'd be like, oh, this guy would probably be fun to be around. I always say, Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, I, always wanted to be best friends with them because I'm like, oh, my gosh, they're probably so cool to hang out with. I don't know, because a lot of times people are not actually as cool as they seem to be on social media, and he is definitely one of them. So I'm not saying he, can take a joke because he obviously couldn't take one either. But I think, Clay, this is all your fault because you started this by talking about Rodney in the first place. And I'm always going to stick up for the little guy. The guy that was undrafted.
Glenn Baby Davis. There ain't nothing on that man little. Why are you sticking up for Glenn Baby Big Baby? Why are you sticking up for that man is not little.
Big Baby. Big Baby is that's a whole nother thing. But Clay started it. Big Baby shouldn't have jumped in and said anything, but that is the truth. There's no lie in what Big Baby said. You can't Clay, you cannot sit here and talk about some other player and they're not going to be playing in a little bit. And you're not playing. And you're going to go on 2 seasons of not playing basketball. And who knows if you're ever going to play again. And this kind of talk that you're doing doesn't help your situation because you're literally talking about somebody who actually is playing in a game and trying to do something and trying to have this career when you are not playing right now. I just don't think that yes, I love Clay. Everybody loves Clay, like you said. He seems like a cool, fun guy. He was good in the reporting or whatever. But I said it yesterday and I still feel the same way. I think he was being super shady in that moment. And I think he was being a hater because he's sitting, reporting and not actually getting an opportunity to play. And I thought that was a hater move from Clay. And I know you guys are probably come for me because, Clay and Steph can never do anything wrong. Oh my gosh. Nah, I'm going to call it how I see it. He was wrong in that moment.
This was regular trash talk. If regular trash talk resulted in injuries, we wouldn't have one player playing right now because everybody be hobbling off the court. Because trash talk is just what it is, you know. So I don't think it was that thing. And if anything, it should have been Rodney coming for Klay. But I do think Klay gave Big Baby what he needed, and that was some attention. So that's fine if that's what he wanted. I don't even think Klay took it seriously. I don't think Klay took his comment seriously. I don't think Rodney took it seriously because we didn't see anything from him on that. I think Big Baby was being a big baby.
Because Rodney knows he's not that good of a player, and he knows he probably won't be in the league for long. So you literally just smashed the little bug while he was down. Like, Klay is an all-star and is an NBA champion several times over. So, of course, Klay can have his little moment because he's already solidified in the world of basketball. Like, Rodney can't come back and clap back at Klay. He can't do that. So Big Baby can't really do that either because Big Baby is out of the league. Big Baby is a champion in his own little right, but Big Baby's not in the league because
Big Baby got his championship with the Celtics when he was a rookie and barely contributed. And now I'm going to give him that 2018 big three or whatever. That's fine. But here's what we've learned. That's fine. That's fine. But here's what we've learned. If you are, like Britt said, Roddy's not that good, he can't really clap back at Klay, then don't clap at my teammate. Because this would have been said if Klay was playing. Klay would have said this to his face, and then we just wouldn't have heard about it, and then it would have just been regular trash talk. Klay's still in basketball player mode, and they stuck a mic in front of him. This is what happened.
You haven't played last year either. You ain't in basketball mode.
He is still in basketball mode because he wants to get back out there on the court. Big Baby wants to go to a buffet. It's totally different. He shouldn't have said nothing. Big Baby was doing too much, but
Big Baby doesn't want to go to a buffet. He's at a buffet. He's been at a buffet. He never left the buffet. He ain't missed no bills. He don't want nothing. He won't put nothing.
The last show I was on with him, before they started the show, he was telling me what he ate. And I told him, I said, I feel like my cholesterol has gone up just listening to you tell me what you're about to eat. You need to do better. This is terrible. Devin, what do you think? Let me ask you really quickly. Do you think that Big Baby had a right to clap back and say injuries or karma? That's just ridiculous.
Absolutely not. I think that was a really wrong thing for him to say, actually. I feel like saying anything is karma like that just takes it too far. Yes, Klay was out of pocket with what he said. I think that Klay just got caught up in what was going on in the moment, forgot he was on air, which a reporter should not do, but he's a basketball player. He's not really necessarily a reporter. He got caught up. He shouldn't have said what he said. It was funny that it happened, but I don't know why Big Baby Davis even inserted himself into all of this drama, and especially to say something so negative. To me, it just was taking it a little too far.
Because he's trying to stay relevant. We know why he inserts himself. He inserts himself in conversations with Zion all the time because he is trying to stay relevant. Like, let's not put that, he still is trying to be on TV shows all the time. He wants to be the next Shaq or whatever he wants. He wants to be that guy. Big Baby Davis does want to be that guy. He inserted himself and stuff. And we are talking about him. We've given him what he wanted. Just like Courtside Karen. Sis got what she wanted. We talked about her for 15 minutes on the show this morning, okay? Did 2 stand-ups about her on our show, okay? These people are wanting certain things, and we are giving it to them, which is why he said he probably didn't really actually feel that in his heart of hearts and probably knew it was a terrible thing to say, but he knows terrible things make the news. That's what gets everybody talking, and it wants to be relevant. Tell me that's a lie. Big Baby wants to be relevant.
I think he should talk to Shaq. I think that Shaq, being in Papa John's the way that he is, and we know that Glenn probably likes Papa John's. Since he wants to be relevant, he could be the face of Papa John, and then we don't have to have these dumb comments from him anymore. I have solved this problem.
If I saw Papa John's commercial with Big Baby, I don't think I would eat again. I don't think I would have another slice of pizza in my whole entire life. Because I'm like, if I eat that, I'm going to look like that? Nah.
Or maybe he could be the new Subway guy and go on this whole weight loss trip.
Hey,
That didn't work out the last time, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right. Well, we can come up with a bunch of publicity and marketing plans for Big Baby Davis, but for now, he is handling it himself, saying really just not nice stuff. But hey, he's relevant, I guess. Britt, you got that right. We're talking about him right now. But let's stop because I'm done. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Let's wrap up this show.
In the comments, and he said, "Hold up, Britt. Y'all did 2 stand-ups on Courtside Karen. Dang, Newsweek must be slow." You're right. Okay.
It was funny though, and also it's what everybody's talking about. So that's in our defense. That's what everybody's talking about. But let's wrap up the show, you guys. Subscribe to our channel, tap that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Wash your hands and wear a damn mask, people. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, everyone.
Eat your tacos.
Watch your cholesterol.
Woo-hoo.